Anybody? Awkward silence. How about you? You can tell me one item of effective communication. Okay, get your books out. Listening one. Yes, that is one. Talking, okay? So, okay, you put one back in there. So listening. Listening would be part of the effective communication. How about nonverbal communication? Body language? Anybody remember that part of it? So if say your best friend's speaking to you and you're too busy looking at your phone, checking the latest Instagram, that would be poor nonverbal communication, right? All right, so we said listening, we said nonverbal communication. Anything else? How about being open and honest and sharing? So if your friend's telling you about one of her problems and you just like, yeah, and you're not, and you don't say, yeah, I've had an instance like that, it's not very effective for just one person to be doing the talking and the other person to not reciprocate that, correct? All right, so basically, to build on the communication class that Coach Morris taught, we're going to go into principles of healthy dating, like healthy relationships. And so typically one of the things that they like for you to do in teaching nowadays, as Coach Morris will tell you, is to have a learning target. So today, our learning target is going to be, these work, Coach? So today we want to be able to, when the lesson is over, we want you to be able to list rights and responsibilities of a healthy relationship. Now, can somebody tell me the difference between a right and a responsibility? Y'all gonna make me call people all day. A right and a responsibility. Responsibility is something you need to do. And so that would be correct. It is something you need to do. But what's the difference between a right and a responsibility? Yes. Expected. That's good. So what would a right be? I'm sorry. What? A privilege. Okay. So here's the definition that I have that we're going to work from in just a bit. A right is legal, social, or ethical principle of freedom or entitlement. So the right to free speech. That's guaranteed by law. Okay? Responsibility is it's moral or legal and mental accountability. Okay? Okay, so I just passed out some slips of paper. It's got colors on them. So you're going to get into a color group. So if you have the color red, there should be around 2 to 3 in each group. You're going to be in the front left of the room. It'll be your front left. You have orange. You're going to be back left. Yellow, middle front, you can see the chart. So if you just take the color of the piece of paper you got, what you got, buddy? Blue. So you're going to be the front right over there. So just get your stuff and move to your color group. I'll put it up there.
Where's indigo? Yeah, where is
It's going to be back right.
What shade would that be?
with the Roy G. Gibbs.
Where's Indigo?
Back right. It's probably going to be 2 to 3. If you need to move the desk, that's fine. We'll come back before we leave. And inside your group, you're going to need to be where y'all can talk and discuss what I'm handing out. So everyone's going to get the sheet of paper, and you're going to take about 3 minutes once I get them all handed out. And in the column that says what I think, you're going to write down what you think. Then after a few minutes, you're going to discuss it with your partner, and then you're going to write down what your partner thinks. Or partners. And then as a group, we're going to take another 3 or 4 minutes, and we're going to decide what your group you want to share with the class. Does everyone understand the instructions? Raise your hand if you don't. All right, so you're gonna take about 3 minutes now. Write down what you think. Yes, ma'am.
What kind of relationship is this? Like, is it just
Healthy dating relationship. Good question. That's correct. Yeah. Don't you make me get it back ready. I got a crossword for you if you act right. So again, in that column, you're just going to write down what you think your rights and responsibilities are in a healthy dating relationship. Got about 2 more minutes. Right now, you should just be writing down what you think. In a minute, we're going to talk to a partner, write down what they think. You get stuck and need to use your book outline. I'm going to give you about 4 minutes. So in your group, discuss what each of you had, and then just kind of pencil in for your knowledge into what your partner thinks, or partners. No, I'm just saying. You've got a bunch, no, maybe share with him. Maybe they can start.
You have the right to tell them you're not coming. Explaining the issues you have with that person.
I mean, so if you think this is negative, but you have the right to not be abused.
I said safe environment.
I have so much left. Like I forgot to do it last night. I never won my conference. And I have math homework too. I was supposed to wear my college. I feel like she wasn't here. She didn't like give us much worksheets, and it was just like one of their tasks. That doesn't
How's Green doing? Green? Yeah. Y'all should be discussing as a group. Collaborative together. Let's go. Y'all talking? We're just go too early to talk. Keep talking. Because a couple minutes y'all gonna have this
Yeah, I don't think you want to rewrite it.
All right, so take another 30 seconds real quick, and then you're going to start, and we'll give you about 3 more minutes, and you're going to decide what as a group you want to share with the class. So take about 3 minutes, and then each group's going to come to the board and write what they want to share with the class.
Wait, do we all do different things, or does just one person?
Oh no, I'll call you up in a second.
Looking for a better marker.
Maybe the red one works.
I was sitting there
Brand new.
there was a section, and then there
There's non-verbal communication.
So she was like, for yourself, like,
Yeah, she's like 115. I was like,
upset doing it.
Because I remember him, but oh my God. You know, coming in like every day.
Like chart thing where it had the weird like numbers. Yeah. I remember something.
Well, and that's one about the one about Kingston. Okay, so I remember like 6 months, mom is 6 months, and she was like, but those are the only questions I knew.
Yeah. I mean, it's not doing till 4th grade, so I already have all of it since like we're young.
So I was like, oh,
So it's like no big deal. It's just it's like
All right, so now we're gonna ask each group to come up, and we're just gonna write at least 2 things that you want to share. Okay, we'll start with the red group. All right, red group, go to the board. Everybody from the red group. The entire red group. Good choice. All right, big, where everybody can read. And then just write red over what you got. All right. So this is what red said. So someone from red, just read one of those out loud for me. You have the right to say whatever you want. What's everybody else think about that? Everybody agree with that? All right, you got the right to be honest and respectful. Is that a responsibility? Okay, responsibility. I agree with that, right? Okay, good. Orange? Okay, orange wrote up the right to leave. So I'd agree with that. Responsibility for being faithful. I'd say if you're in a healthy relationship, that's a responsibility, correct? Did everyone else have those? If not, you may want to put it on your paper. Yellow? I'm not taking them up. You're just doing this for you. Yellow was a group of 1. It's not that painful, trust me. See this one color up here. All right, yellow says the right to treat each other with respect. And a responsibility of being loyal. Again, I'm thinking if you're in a healthy relationship, you are going to be loyal. All right, good. Agree? So is everyone in this class, are you guys all freshmen? No. Sophomore? Okay. No, we're not freshmen. So green says you have the right to express yourself freely. And your responsibility is being honest. So would everybody say that a healthy relationship, honesty is pretty important? All right, Luke. So at the end of class, to make sure that you guys have thoroughly got everything that I'm trying to teach you, we have a concept map I'm going to get you to fill out. And you can use any notes or papers that I give you today to do that. And I'm sure Coach McIntosh will make that at least half your grade this semester. All right, instead of me reading this one out, what's your name, buddy? Ryan, why don't you read what your group's right is?
The right to say, feel, and act however they want in order to be happy.
I agree with that. The responsibility?
Coach Chester.
Yes. Yes, you may. And the responsibility to take care of each other. That's a good one. Indigo? All right, somebody from you just read the right out for me.
Right to a safe environment.
The right to a safe environment. I don't say that's legal. And responsibility, yeah, I agree with that. Anybody else? Here we go, Mom. All right, Val. Last group. All right, right to go out with friends and responsibility to love one another. All right, good. All right, so I got a presentation I'm gonna go through with you right here. I have given you some guided notes. All that information is contained in here. And at the end of the class, like I said, I'm gonna give you out a concept map that you'll need to fill out. All right, so healthy dating. All right, keys to healthy dating. So obviously the first one, communication. So keys to a relationship and communication. So there's three things. Again, we went over at the first of class. The 3 steps to communication. The first is self-disclosure. That's going to be where you are empathetic with the person you're speaking with, respectful, you're non-judgmental, and feedback. You're not just going to sit there and listen. There's more to being a good listener than just listening. You have to give them feedback. Let them know what you think. So the 3 things up there, I know in the back of the class you may not be able to see well. The 3 things up there are self-disclosure, listening, and feedback. And then the key thing at the bottom, 65% of communication is nonverbal. So if I'm giving this presentation and I'm looking out in the class and everybody's on their phone, you guys are telling me that you're not listening, that you're uninterested. So that's nonverbal communication. All right, so the principles of healthy dating. All right. So the first thing is we have to accept and feel good about ourselves. So if we're going to be in a relationship with somebody and we're always thinking that we're not good enough, and I'm sorry.
I was going to ask if you could make it full screen.
Yes. Okay. All right, so somebody from Indigo, can you just turn off one of the lights? Maybe that'll help us see better. All right, so for a healthy relationship should result in a heightened sense of self-worth for both partners. So that goes back to the first thing being we have to accept and feel good about ourselves. And then the key statement on this slide is you should not feel less due to being in a relationship. So if you're in a relationship and you're always not feeling good about yourself, and they're not making you feel good about yourself, that's probably not going to be a healthy relationship. Again, communication. Share and listen both ways. Does anybody in the class see anything on that slide that they would like to share? Does anything stand out? Okay, one thing for me that stands out, it says you need to be able to handle issues with proper communication. So if you're in a relationship and And there's verbal abuse, emotional abuse, there's control. One of the groups right on the board was you have the right to go out with your friends. I remember being in high school, it wasn't that long ago. You had people, they didn't want their girlfriend to go out with their friends. You know, that's not healthy, that's controlling. Sorry. And so then the bottom of the screen, listen, negotiate, and compromise. I'm sure Coach Morris went over that when he was discussing communication. It's not an I, it's not a you, it's us. So it's not about me being right or you being right. It's about us finding common ground and being able to move forward. So again, if you're dating, you should probably be dating somebody that has similar beliefs, interests, and lifestyle. And then the key statement on that slide for me is you have to be yourself. You shouldn't try to be something you're not or somebody that you're not just to be in a relationship. All right, let's see how many times we had this up here. Respectful. I know I've seen it a couple more times, but respect. Would everyone agree that that's pretty big on the rights and responsibilities? Honesty is the best policy. That's just in life, not in healthy relationships. So, if you're having to make up a story to tell your girlfriend or your boyfriend that where you're going to be and you're really going to the ball game, that's not healthy, is it? Listen and value each other and genuine care. Again, respect. So has anybody in this class, I know y'all are going to want to share this, been in a relationship and then had to make up a lie because your partner was not okay with you going to the ball game, going out? I know, Coach Morris, I've done that before. Anybody? Nobody? Nice. All right, somebody, please raise their hand. All right. So healthy dating qualities. So, again, I don't know your names, and I apologize for disappointing, but what's your name? Jessica, could you tell me, if you look at that list, what's the most important quality for you? And this is subjective, so what I think is the most important may not be what Jessica thinks is most important. Loyalty. And so then, I think for me now, and again, this is subjective, it's not the same for all of us. For me, it's trust. Does anybody else have one they'd like to share? I mean, all of them are good. Again, there's no right answer. Oh, now we're going to look at unhealthy relationships. These are all the bad things. Dating violence. Threat or act of violence against one member of a dating relationship by the other member. So again, it can take on a number of forms: violence, physical abuse, sexual abuse, verbal abuse, emotional abuse. So a lot of times we're watching TV, I know y'all probably all watch CNN or the evening news. You know, the dating violence you'll see. Can anybody tell me an instance of dating abuse that they saw on TV? Ah, see, I knew somebody was going to come up with Chris Brown. Good. That's exactly right. And so now what is Chris Brown doing today? He's what? He's being what? He probably is being super.
Where, it was Ray Rice and not that girlfriend.
Ray Rice. Now, that's another good one because he's still waiting on his court date. So, to get back to Chris Brown, can anybody tell me what Chris Brown's doing today? He's in jail. He may be making money, but when you go to McDonald's this afternoon or do whatever you want to do, you're doing something that Chris Brown can't do because he made some poor choices. So, effects of a violent relationship. And so some of these will be items that can happen. If you're the form of some sort of abuse, whether it be verbal, violent, can suffer from self-esteem, may become involved with alcohol, drugs, and engage in risky sexual behavior. All those are bad. Again, all those were unhealthy relationships. And these are the hallmarks of an unhealthy relationship. Poor communication, lack of respect, fear. You should never be in a relationship where you are in fear. Ma'am? You don't have to. Opposite lifestyle. So again, that goes back to you should probably be involved with somebody that has similar interests. All right, we're not gonna do the video clips. I know everybody wants to do it. Indigo, if you could hit the lights for me. If we got time, we may look at some of it. So, in your groups, I'm going to pass you out a story to read. And then y'all are going to discuss in your groups the story for just a minute. And then I have an activity we're going to do. So just as you get the paper, you kind of read the story. Then I'm going to get you to discuss it in your group. And then I have an activity we're going to do with the story. So again, I'll give you about 3 minutes after everybody gets the story to read through the story. All right, so as you finish reading it, then you can just kind of discuss it with your group for about 3 minutes. All right, again, as you finish, discuss with your group. All right, as a group, you're going to share 3 things in just a minute with the class. So to start with, as you're looking through it, I want you to, as a group, determine which sentence is the most significant. So you just underline it. Underline the sentence that your group thinks is most significant.
Or after walking through the parade, and then house arrest is so sorry.
Is this a true story? Unfortunately.
Sorry.
Is this a true story? That's horrible. The world is a horrible place here.
I think this was the nice one. There's 3 to choose from. No, I didn't.
How is this for a picture? No, nice. He's got really good.
All right, is there a group that does not have the most significant sentence? You ready for the next task? All right, so you're also going to underline the most significant phrase. Excuse me?
Shot me in the face.
No. A sentence would be end with a period. A phrase can just be part of a sentence.
I'm just gonna teach out.
thing you're going to do is you're going to circle the most significant word in the entire article. All right, so I'll give you about another minute. You should have underlined a sentence, a phrase, and circle the word. All right, Red, did you share the sentence that you guys thought was the most significant? Yes, the sentence. One side I ignored was just okay. And phrase? Possessive and control. I mean, I'll spell that right. And what's the one word? All right. Good. Orange?
After one was arrested for the rape and released on house arrest, he still stopped to harass him.
Okay. What about phrase?
He shot me in the face.
He shot me in the face.
The word is abuse.
Very good. Yellow?
Our sentence was compared to
Okay. Listen up. Say it again. Just show it to me so I can read it. If you are in an abusive relationship, tell your parents, guardian, or a trusted adult. Okay? Everybody keep that in mind for the end of the class. And phrase? Okay, and then the one word? Control. Good. Agree?
our sentence was the one sign I was jealousy.
One sign, more was jealousy.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Phrase?
then our phrase is kind of like a sentence. It's I thought he was scared and was trying to protect me, but in reality he caged.
Say it once. I thought he cared and was trying to protect me, but he really caged me, okay? So that's very similar to controlling, and then what's the one word? Possessive. Okay. Blue. Or purple.
Blue.
Blue.
I said the sentence. Then he took out 2 kitchen
Okay, and phrase?
Phrase,
And the support my friends and family helped me very long and how I can see what's happening for a reason.
Support friends and family, that's good. That's in, and then work?
support.
Okay, Indigo?
Like sometimes when I look back on my relationship with Donna, I realized that I went through sexual abuse, mental, verbal, physical, sexual, and emotional.
And phrase?
I was too blind to see what they were seeing.
And work.